I just got back from turning in my visa at Detroit at the Japanese embassy. It's actually not that bad of a process. The actual application is fairly straightforward. You basically just need information like your address, your intended length of stay, why you're going to Japan. You do need someone. You do need to list someone in Japan as your guarantor or reference. So if you're going as a student, I just listed my supervising professor. So I hear that's what most people do anyway. A visa is basically something that gives you permission to land in Japan. So for example, I got a student visa. You could get a work visa. You could get a tourist visa, which if you're from America, you don't actually have to apply for that. You just get that once you land, and it's like a 90-day visa. But apart from that, if you want to do anything besides being a tourist, you're going to need the proper visa. And you're going to need someone to guarantee your visa. Now, if you're a student like me, the university will guarantee your visa, or they'll give you the certificate of eligibility. They'll apply for that on your behalf at the local government, and that's what you use when you apply for your visa. For everything else, you can still use certificates of eligibility, I believe, for work visas and spousal visas. There's just a whole bunch of different kinds of visas. But yeah, I drove up to Detroit. It's about 2 hours away from where I live in Ohio. Last time I applied for my visa, I mailed it, and this was when I was living in Indiana, so I mailed it to the consulate in Chicago. This time, I decided I wanted to drive to Detroit just because there's always the possibility that it could get lost in the mail or damaged or whatever, and if that happens, you know, I'm leaving September 22nd, so it would be very hard for me to get another passport, let alone another certificate of eligibility and visa in time. So, you know, just to be sure, I hand-delivered my application, and then when it's ready in a week, next Friday, I'll go back in person and pick it up. You know, it's a 2-hour drive, so it's not 4 hours round trip, maybe 3.5. It's not too bad, but I'd say it's worth the peace of mind. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, you also have to list where you intend to stay in Japan. Now, for me, that's a bit of a problem because I am still in the process of applying for dorms. It's going to be one of 2 dorms, but I don't know for sure yet. But as long as you explain that on the application that you're pending, you know, the selection process is ongoing right now, but you're going to be at one of the dorms that the university is applying for, then it should be fine. They didn't have a problem with it when I wrote that down. So yeah, that's it for now. Enjoy the rest of the video. I apologize, the battery died before I could get to Detroit, so I couldn't show you guys something a little more interesting. You just get to see like the countryside of Ohio and Michigan. But yeah, thanks for watching.